Hey guys, these are our polyatomics notes. So we had yesterday's notes, and then we have our polyatomic notes. Polyatomic notes are going to be pretty short. Here's my opening of this, like yesterday. The polyatomics are just groups of nonmetals. You can also put on there that they have charges on them. When you open this, I'm not making you rewrite all the instructions and everything. I just wanted you to see that it goes in the same order as yesterday. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to have your polyatomic in parentheses. So we put our cation with its charge, and then we have our polyatomic. Your polyatomic is going to come from your periodic table that you use in my class, or otherwise I'll have a copy of the polyatomics on It's Learning. So here's your periodic table, and right next to it we made it like this so that you only have to look right here. Right next to it are your polyatomic ions, and these are your polyatomic ions. These are their names and their formulas, and if you look really closely, there's actually charges on all those little formulas. So like dichromate is Cr2O7 with a -2 charge. This is what's called a polyatomic. So I've given you magnesium, and this is hydroxide. And if you look back at the chart, hydroxide has a -1 charge. So I have magnesium with its +2 and hydroxide with its -1. I've moved on to step 2, which is just where I get rid of those charges. So I have magnesium with that 2 and hydroxide with a 1. I have the swap step where I've taken the 1 from the hydroxide and put it on the magnesium, and the 2 from the magnesium and put it on the hydroxide. This has to go outside the parentheses. You are not allowed to change anything inside the parentheses ever. So none of the numbers that you write from now on can ever go inside the parentheses unless they're originally on the parentheses on this chart. So now I'm going to drop them to make my formula. So I have that 1 on that magnesium. It's going to drop, and it's not going to be there because you don't write a 1 as a subscript. And then that 2 is going to drop, but it's going to stay outside the parentheses. Now I went ahead and wrote out the elements that this has in it, just because some of us are still struggling with molar mass, and I wanted you to see that there's 1 magnesium, and because that parentheses protects that 1 O and that 1 H, and then there's a 2 on the outside, that 2 is going to distribute, and that 2 is going to distribute to that oxygen, multiplying the 1 oxygen by the 2, so there's now 2 oxygens, and the 1 hydrogen by a 2, so now there's 2 hydrogens. All right, guys, the naming is incredibly simple. They both just say their names. So we have that MgOH2, the magnesium, because the cation always just says its name. And then the polyatomic is just going to say the name that it's given on the polyatomics chart. So it's just going to be hydroxide. Good luck, and if you have any questions, go ahead and ask your teacher.